I think it's just going to be fairly straightforward.
Oh,
Baron,
wow.
Blackfeather, not too many surprises.
Yeah, this is a draft that we were seeing a few weeks ago. We've seen less of the priority on Blackfeather, though, as of late. And Catherine going to be the follow-up, and Grace going down as well. This is easily the quickest draft we've seen so far today.
Yeah, interesting. I like the Blackfeather first pick because Mousesports actually bans Blackfeather on the second phase normally when they get Baron or a strong carry like that. So very smart pick by G2. Arden gets picked up because it seems like the next best. So I feel like Finn is going to come out here again because that's something that Keanu is so good on. And then hopefully they'll pick probably, I would say, Sky potentially here because of the Blackfeather. Or they could go with like a carry that can minimize the melee potential of G2. So like a Cruel with the Baron, but I don't know if they've practiced or played that before. So let's see what comes up. But Kestrel's also open. They can also play CP Kestrel with like Lancer Finn here.
That is going to be the Lance selected. And against the Blackfeather, there is the opportunity for Blackfeather to ignore a lot of that crowd control, but it is going to be the double max. It hasn't had the greatest win rate today.
This is the lineup that they lost to SK with.
Yeah, they beat Taka. Like I forgot which team they played against, but Mousesports played this comp and won actually late game. They were snowballed, but they came back and won that game. So, and they're the team that executes this better because Fnatic was the team that wasn't able to execute this comp as well.
Certainly the double mechs today have not been successful, but as you say, we have seen them in the past be successful. Yep. Maybe Mouse can prove why it is such a good composition. Now looking towards G2's final pick here, there's definitely a few different directions you can go with this. The Blackfeather obviously can go to the jungle, or it can go into the lane either.
Yeah, and so because they have so much open for them, it can be pretty tough to try and figure out what exactly they're going to use to answer this. Especially because again, they're playing with house money right now. They're playing for just for pride and for that intimidation factor, so to speak. Whereas Mousesports, we've said it, they still have a chance at getting second place. It would require Fnatic to go down 0-2 to SK, but Mousesports needs to win this if they want to have that even be a possibility. So this is still very, very important for Mouse.
Well, Samuel was the pick that thwarted Mousesports earlier today when they picked the Baron and the Sky. How are we feeling about Samuel be the final pick for this composition?
If they can do what SK did to Mousesports earlier and use Samuel to siege the turret and push objectives early so that Baron and Sky never get to late game, then they can pull it off. But if they don't pressure early and mid and let Mouse get to their late game phase, it's going to be over.
All right, so it's all about making sure that they can't actually just stall out the game. They can't keep clearing these waves and make sure that they're forcing the issue. We'll see whether that's something that they can bring to the table here. G2 right now, they want to get a win on the board. They haven't won a week of the Vainglory 8 just yet, and this is their opportunity. But Mousesports, they are battling for the second seed. This could be the chance to start the season strong and finish the season strong. We'll have to find out as it's time to jump on into this one. Hashtag Vainglory 8 on Twitter. Let us know who you're supporting, but let's pass it over to our casters to get on into the first game of our grand final between Mousesports and G2 Esports.
Well, that's right, Munchables. We are here for the finals. Mousesports versus G2 Esports. This is going to be a very fun matchup and quite important for both teams, I think, on the whole level of just building momentum into the championship. Wouldn't you say, Denomine?
Definitely about establishing some dominance here. Both of these teams have really played on their A game today, so it's going to be exciting to see who can come out on top here. I like the composition out of Mouse a little bit better just because obviously the Lance, if he uses the Githian wall correctly, should be able to interrupt Hundor's ability to get to the backline. And there's a lot of damage potential that comes out of the side of Mouse, specifically the Baron once he comes online, as well as I'm the Doom on Sky, can make it really difficult for Hundor to make a hard engage. So this is going to be about Keanu Nakoa really making a good decision on, okay, do I need to save Dark Potato? Do I need to help him get into a better position? Or do I need to use my Vanguard on Hundor and protect him while he's on that backline? We do have a pause starting off here, so not quite sure what we got going on. Very likely a player disconnect, but as soon as we have some information on that, we'll let you guys know. I mean, this game ought to be pretty exciting, though. We have boots already on both, or well, Not on both, so just on the Arden, but definitely gonna give him a bit of additional movement speed to potentially make an invade, try to steal away a Treant. I don't know, Humanist. What would would you like to win here?
I don't know. You know what I want to see, Denominate? I want to see big plays. I want to see an opportunity, and I want to see a player and a team seize said opportunity. I want to see nobody sitting idly by. And I want to see kill after kill after kill. I want 2 kills per minute.
2 kills per minute. That would be quite an interesting bit of gameplay here. Both of these compositions really don't have too much aggression here right early on in the game as we get started. Obviously, Baron and Sky are going to take some time to scale up. The biggest spike here in the early game will be Dark Potato as he gets that level 2. Samuel becomes a totally different hero once the empowered Malice and Verdicts start coming out. He can really function pretty well throughout all parts of the game. Dark Potato's really going to have to be aggressive with his lane pressure. Maybe even an early infusion coming out here as the game goes on. That's really the benefit of Samuel over the Sky here, is there's a lot of potential to just hammer down some Malice and Verdicts onto the turret, and that's where we need to see G2 capitalize if they want to win this game. If they don't force Baron out early, then this is very likely going to be Apfel getting to a point in the game that he is just too difficult to deal with, especially with the squishiness of the side of G2. And we do have an update for you guys. It is a player disconnect, working on getting them re-established to the game. So we should be in it pretty shortly here.
We should be. One would imagine that applause could only last so long. And yeah, I mean, we can sit here and break all this down. I think we have it all right in front of ourselves. I mean, you got Apfel on that Baron. He needs his weapon items so he can just crit people apart. Doom, I gotta be honest, Day, I wasn't impressed with Doom's Sky earlier today. I hope he has a bit better performance here in this game.
Yeah, definitely room for some improvement. We haven't seen a whole lot of Sky up until these last couple of weeks. We've really seen a resurgence of her in both North America and Europe. She does function pretty well into Blackfeather, specifically the weapon Blackfeather, so there's a lot of opportunity for I'm the Doom to really have a game-changing performance here on this hero.
Game-changing performance indeed. Game-changing pause right now. And we just try to delay this a little bit here. Denominate, I gotta say, man, it's been a pleasure having you on the casts. You know, you come in here on the Vainglory cast, and this is the first 2 weekends in a row I got to cast with you, and it's been a real pleasure indeed. We had NA last week, EU this week, correct?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. I did get to cast the Sunday games with you last week. Always exciting. So
yeah, so you got a little bit of flavor of the different regions. Are you noticing anything different between these stylistically?
I mean, I think it's always, for the most part, been Europe plays more towards the late game and North America plays towards the early game. And that'll be pretty interesting to see going into the Unified Championships, which one comes out on top. Historically, we have North America's aggression really just being able to shut down the early game. But some of these European teams, you know, specifically looking at Mouse, SK, Fnatic, Dynasty, they have all shifted around their teams and really have found a lot of new synergy that we haven't really seen as much out of Europe, at least in my eyes. So I think it should be some pretty intense competition going into the championship. I definitely think some of these European teams do have a quite a large chance actually of having success. So you know, a couple of them actually shifting into that heavy early game aggression. We're just gonna have to see how it matches up.
Yeah, we will have to wait indeed. But ladies and gentlemen, we have loaded into the game. The synergy of players loading all at the same time has come to be. Hundar up in the lane. He'll be facing up against Apfel on this Baron, as we talked about. And now it's just time to play this out. How's it going to go down? We have Dark Potato taking the solo jungle rotation as Kiana was kind of hanging up in the lane. Kind of a weird rotation from Kiana.
I think he really just wanted to come up and make sure Justman wasn't trying to do anything funny, try to sneak away anything he can. Obviously, if Baron was able to get a lot of damage down on Blackfeather early, it could be a little disastrous. But now we have a jungle rotation coming out of Justman here, just missing the Impale. That would have given Sky a lot of potential to get a target lock and a forward barrage down. So definitely good that Dark Potato was just on the edge of that and didn't get quite caught up. But this is going to be now Mouse taking away the Elder Treant and getting a little additional gold in their pocket. No first blood yet, but Hundor is trying to get this lane pushed up. Baron is pretty difficult to farm the wave underneath the turret, so definitely a lot of opportunity for Hundor to put Apfel on the back foot and make him really struggle to get to that 3-4 item spike that we know Baron to have.
I really like to see I'm the Doom. He's just skipping his boots, just 4 crystal bits. He's just stacking up a bunch of CP early on. This should mean that the fronts do go his way. Are they going to look to chase a Dark Potato? Dark Potato, you're in a rough place, my friend. Most of the forward barrage, actually, maybe 50% connects. Suri strikes over the top. He's just waiting to line that back up. But good man, Keanu. He's there to bail out the potato.
Yeah, Dark Potato did actually great job. Again, we talked about the little bit of buffed movement speed you get out of those Malice and Verdicts. Actually used that speed to his advantage and got out of the way of another Impale coming out of Justman. He was just able to duck away to the side of it and, potentially saving his life. And then obviously Keanu Nakoa, great Vanguard over the wall, separated I'm the Doom, but now they're looking to make a heavy engage here.
They missed another Impale. G2 doing a very good job to read these out. The Keanu taking a whole bunch of damage. The Suri Strike get knocked into the wall. Sky catches him with the forward barrage and the first blood for I Am the Doom.
Yeah, and getting Sky online early here is going to be absolutely huge, especially if he's able to clean out the rest of this rotation without losing anything. Dark Potato may look to come up here and get some ambient as there's a pretty sizable wave, but I think it's a little dangerous for him to rotate to the backs. And just like that, now Justman and I'm the Doom are rotating. They did recall to base, so it is going to be Dark Potato only getting one of these treants. And he's going to be forced now up to the lane.
Dark to the lane. Such efficiency coming out of this man. Gets the corrupted genius off as the jump jets go backwards. That was a really clean play from Dark Potato. I like to see that.
Yeah, really good opportunity for him. Again, we talked about how important the direction and use of the Drifting Darks can be. Really good plays out of Dark Potato, and he's really one of the most exciting European junglers to watch, in my opinion. He's always really been high in the competitive scene, but a good route coming out of Justman there.
Looks like it's going to be okay.
Looked like we may have had a little bit of lag there. I thought the Githian wall was going to come out and put Apfel in a zone to get some additional damage down. Didn't quite happen, though. Dark Potato a bit behind on farm here in the jungle, as well as First Blood being on the Doom. It's looking really good for Mouse so far early on in this game, especially since I just don't think a weapon Blackfeather is the best pick into a Baron, unless if you get just really far ahead, and that's not what we're seeing right now. Only about a 600, 700 gold lead for the side of Mouse. But again, Blackfeather really needs to get ahead, and he's opted to go the Serpent's Mask first. So very likely going to go Serpent's Mask, Poison Shiv, and really just look for the ability to sustain on that backline. Gets a little bit of vision cleared out there, but it is now Justman and I'm the Doom now looking to possibly rotate over into the jungle of G2. Keeping up this aggression has been absolutely huge for Mouse, and they might even get away a little bit more of this farm here.
He takes away the mids again. Doom got a full jungle rotation from Dark Potato. This time he gets the front half of his jungle as well. Dark Potato is not having a very good game right now, and that's really nothing against the Potato himself. This is just I'm the Doom stepping up. I said I wasn't too happy with the Sky play earlier. He's really stepped up here. That death from above isn't the best one I've ever seen, but it does kind of zone G2 back.
Yeah, and again, I'm the Doom now sitting up at 40 CS to the mere 23 of Dark Potato, and obviously more jungle for I'm the Doom to clear, so getting ahead on Sky is going to be incredibly dangerous. We talked about the effect that Sky can have onto Hundor on this Blackfeather, and being ahead is really going to accelerate the aggression that Mouse is able to put out, as well as Apfel is keeping up pretty well with Hundor here in the lane. trading out a little bit of damage there, but now here's I'm the Doom.
Yeah, Doom moving forward aggressively. You could tell he saw an opportunity there. It's a little bit late. Death from above, it's just zoning. It forces their positioning. He takes some turret shots, but Hundor, Keanu dropping low. Keanu has the fountain. They really need Dark Potato to rotate up, but Dark Potato can't sacrifice any more jungle to save the lane. He's already behind.
Yeah, look at the item build difference here out of Dark Potato and I'm the Doom. Frostburn completed for I'm the Doom as well as working into that Broken Myth. It does look like Dark Potato is going for that Broken Myth first item. Now, this is going to give him the ability to ramp up in the fights. However, it's not going to give him the utility slow that the Frostburn would, as well as the beginning of the fight. There's not quite as much crystal power, so really going to be looking for longer engagements here for the side of G2. And actually, it does look like the wave being forced up is going to cost Hundor to miss out on a couple CS there. So Apfel doing a great job, only 3 CS behind right now on Baron, so looking really, really good for Mouse right now with the advantage they have in the jungle.
Yeah, Apfel feeling great. Starting to build into that tension bow we've seen this time and time again. Apfel jump jetting up, just getting the last hits with that double attack there. Well, Justman finds the stun into Keanu, vanguarding onto Hundor. Allows them to go ahead and reposition backwards, but now Dark Potato's here. He's in the Drifting Dark, the Malice, the Verdict coming through, stacking up onto Mouse. They're respecting it, but Dark Potato respecting the Porcupine Mortars as well. An Impale, Keanu throws the gauntlet though. Keanu, I don't know, is this the fight for G2? Can they get in there? Yes, they can! I'm the Doom, wrecked! Now Justman and Apfel standing their ground, they take one. Can they find more? A stun onto Dark Potato against the wall, but Apfel not ready to follow Justman in there and take Keanu down. I was a bit surprised I'm the Doom got taken down there.
I was too. A good engagement out of Hundor, but then he stuck around a little too long and Justman was able to finish him up. Dark Potato actually did go the Frostburn first, so a little interesting that he went so heavily into the Pierce to start, just because obviously at that point you sacrifice time on getting that Frostburn complete. So still a heavy prism behind I'm the Doom. He does have the gold in his pocket to top that up, but I'm the Doom has an energy battery, so definitely a little bit of an edge for the side of Mouse here. Once I'm the Doom gets that Broken Myth complete, it's going to be pretty difficult for Hundor or Keanu Nakoa to safely be in the front line there. That forward barrage damage will stack up very, very quickly, getting the Broken Myth. Obviously 1 stack per second while you're in combat, so it is still going to take some time. But, you know, again, we have this Baron. The later the game goes, it's going to become easier and easier for Apfel, and we already see the large amount of damage he can do with just the Sorrow Blade and the Tension Bow.
So much damage coming out already. Dark Potato, he's doing his best to play catch-up here. And I think he's doing a pretty good job. Flare does come out from Justman, spotting out G2 hanging in the right brush there. Keanu looking for an opening. It's about 13 seconds till Gauntlet will be available. Let's see if they look to pull the trigger again. It felt like G2 were quite ready to engage onto this Mouse composition. As soon as the Gauntlet goes, we have Oblivion to follow. The huge damage coming through. I mean, you have to wear it. There it is! The Gauntlet! They knock Keanu back, but they don't cancel it off. I'm the Doom dropping low. He's stuck inside the Gauntlet here. Keanu eats a bit of damage from the Baron. Apfel doing his best, but they've lost I'm the Doom. Now Hundor. He's on to Apfel. 10 breaking point stacks, but he gets stunned up. He's taking a bunch of damage. The Fountain comes out, keeping him alive for a second, but the turret comes through. 300 damage to take him down. Mouse kiting back to their turret, able to find a kill.
They are indeed, and we have the breaking point now complete for Hundor, which is, if he can stay in a fight long enough, so far he's been able to, but again, as the damage starts to ramp up from Mouse, it's going to be a lot more difficult for him to stick onto Baron. I'm interested to see if Justman does go with a Echo route here on the Lance. There's a lot of potential for him to cancel out a good Gauntlet coming out of Keanu Nakoa, and that's really where we've seen the kills get found by G2 so far, is when a good Gauntlet comes out, Hundor is able to get a lot of damage down, but when there's not a Gauntlet available, the trades usually are going over to Mouse, and now locked up.
Keanu doesn't have Fountain. Oh my goodness, they can get just a little bit of damage. They take him Dark Potato as well. The forward barrage almost taking him down, but it's Hundor. Hundor, he's in too deep. Hundor doesn't find the kill. Hundor has to survive. He's rooted. Justman gets executed down by the Black Feather. He gets the Vanguard from his ally. G2, they're in, they're out, but the forward barrage is there. Doom takes it with the last hit. You're not a weapon, Sky. Death from Bug zones out Dark Potato. He's standing his ground. He turns the Malice, puts Sky down, and it's Apfel and Dark Potato, the last men standing for their teams.
Yep. And Apfel! Oh my goodness, that was so close. It is not going to be an ace going on over to Mouse, but it will be the first turret. And that is going to get Baron enough gold now in his pocket that he can probably just outright buy a Tyrant's Monocle at this point. So definitely looking good. Oh, but here's Dark Potato.
Dark Potato steals the mid away from him. Apfel's still going to be on low health. He's going to port back, but I don't know. Does this give G2 an opportunity to push here?
It's going to be difficult. If Apfel would have got that minion, then it very likely would have been him getting the shop and then returning to lane. He does have to recall now, which is going to put him further back. And now G2 is looking up to get this gold miner. A good minion candy coming out of Justman is going to force them back, though.
Well, Doom can just spray and pray with that forward barrage, and Broken Myth will stack up if he just catches, clips somebody in and through these fights, just in and out. And Doom has the level 11 CP infusion as well. Let's see if Mouse look to take another fight here. A lot of firepower for both of these teams. Impale going to miss. Vanguard from Keanu onto Hundor. Not sure that was needed. It does put a 10-second cooldown on the Vanguard. But Mouse, it looks like they have other things they want to do besides continue to apply pressure here.
Yeah, and as Apfel now has this third item complete, working into now the Tornado trigger on this Baron, definitely at that point in the game that he could be a huge game changer. Hundor only sitting on 2 offensive items, and one of them being that breaking point, taking time to scale up in a fight. Can be pretty dangerous because he has to be on Apfel's face or I'm the Doom's face. The forward barrage will chunk him out very quickly now that this Broken Myth is completed, and a level 11 infusion on I'm the Doom as he works towards this Eve of Harvest. I have to give the edge over to Mousesports with the composition and how late this game is going on. We are now 13 minutes into the game, and Mouse is really getting into their builds. We now actually have a CS advantage for Apfel,
Can
as well
steal
as
this?
Immense
Keanu,
chaos.
he's in there, got the gold mine. What a blood for blood. Justman rolling forward. I don't know if that's what he wanted. His Dark Potato's here. He's in the Drifting Dark. He's kind of low energy, but he gets the Corrupted Genius. They get the Gauntlet down. He was knocked back, but he finds the stun on Justman. Malice and Verdict almost taking Apfel down. He gets the healing, the Ion Cannon, but it's Hundor who jumped in. He's gone too deep. Now Potato has to use the Oblivion, but he gets blocked off. He can't disengage. He has to stand his ground. They find one kill. G2, are they doing it or are they losing it? Dark Potato's got to kite back. Justman's too low. He needs Apfel on the front side. Apfel jump jets forward. Dark Potato's there. Corrupted Genius. He's got the crits. They find the kills. They find the ace.
they find the ace. I think they're a little too far back to get a lot of damage down on this turret. Hundor will be coming up and has that metal jacket completed, so will be able to survive on that backline with Apfel. That's a pretty sizable ace wave. They actually might be able to take this turret, and Hundor has to play it safe here. If he gets rooted and stunned, it could give Apfel a large opportunity.
Don't play it safe. Play it
Atlas comes
aggressively.
out.
He got Atlas pauldroned up. He'll go ahead and back up. But he does threaten him. Even 2v1, it's like if you don't peel, if Lance can't peel him off, he's still a threat.
He absolutely is, and they actually do come out and save that turret, so keeping a little bit of gold still out of the pockets of Mouse. They do have to be careful. Apfel rotating back does get some ambient gold, sitting almost at enough to complete the tornado trigger, still a couple hundred gold shy. That's going to be really where Apfel's able to take off. Getting that additional crit damage down as well as being able to get more splashing attacks off in a fight is absolutely huge for Baron. 15 minutes in, Kraken on the board. If either team finds a fight here, we could really get a very heavy swing in gold. The gold advantage right now, only 2,000 for Mouse. If we can get a good gauntlet out of Keanu Nakoa, we do have the Echo now complete. Ooh. That is a pretty big spike for Keanu Nakoa if he's able to lock down I'm the Doom. And Justman does have that Void battery in his pocket, so looking to get into, as we discussed earlier, getting that Echo himself. He may be able to put Keanu Nakoa in a position that the gauntlet does get wasted.
Lance, one of the best at canceling off gauntlets. Keanu, I think, and maybe he forgot, but I think he learned his lesson earlier, getting a gauntlet canceled off. I saw him reflex as he threw the gauntlet earlier in the game. Pretty nice to see that kind of play coming out. I think we showed Mowgli in the fight of the week last week, getting his ultimate canceled off, and that can really just swing a fight. But if he can have two, you talked about that Venn diagram kind of gauntleting, and if you catch someone in the middle, it can be devastating. There's nowhere to go. What do you block? If you can't run away, you get stunned up, you take damage. And right now, G2 just looking for an opening. Mouse moving forward. Mouse appear to have control on this map. They have the damage, and you mentioned before, Apfel, Tornado Trigger. He's got it. He's got a level 12 infusion too.
Yeah, this is really the beginning of a huge damage spike for the side of Mouse. Sky also has the Eve of Harvest complete, but if we look over at Dark Potato, he's really brought that 20-30 gold CS deficit. Oh, but a good root comes through.
Impale the stun damage out of Apfel. They're moving forward with Hundor. Hundor wants to get onto Apfel, but he took way too much damage. Apfel chasing Dark Potato. He's not going to find it. Hundor, first gauntlet's down though. I'm the Doom. They just tried the forward rush, melts right through Hundor. And Keanu, he didn't use no Echo Gauntlet. Why do you if you're not gonna Echo the Gauntlet? Apfel moving back, crits him down, and rightfully deservedly so.
Yeah, really good fight for the side of Mouse there. Hundor, again, if he's in a situation where I'm the Doom can find a forward barrage, that damage is going to scale up so quickly for I'm the Doom, and we've seen it. The Surrey Strike came through, a huge chunk of Hundor's health got dropped, and then a good forward barrage off the back of the Gauntlet stun, actually, out of Keanu Nakoa. He is able to find the kill, and like you said, Echo Gauntlet not used in that last fight. Maybe Keanu knew that fight was not going in their favor and another Gauntlet wasn't going to help them, so saving that cooldown on Echo, maybe looking to find it for the next fight. But we've got 45 seconds before the Gauntlet is even available now. And with the Kraken marching down the lane, only 2 turrets standing between Mouse and a victory. This is a pretty dangerous position for G2 to be in. Again, the weapon Blackfeather pick here just does not work the way they wanted it to. Only 2 offensive items. Yes, you have defense, but you're still not living long enough for that breaking point to scale up.
No, if you're not alive, you cannot apply damage. Mouse understand this concept, and thusly just keep killing G2 over and over. Crystal Sentry is going to walk right past. Crystal Sentry, come on, help G2 out! They can really use it. Jump sets forward. Apfel, he's got that long attack range right now, but doesn't go to Dark Potato. They trade around. Apfel, Hundor over the top. Can they take him down? Yes, they can. One gauntlet is down. Does he have another one throw as well? I'm not actually sure where he used that Echo. Hundor eating a lot of forward brush. He's stacked right on the target. 20 breaking point stacks. They take him down. They're going to get Justman as well. Yes, a triple kill for Hundor. When everybody doubted him, he said, nay, I shall find my triple kill today.
That was more misplay from the side of Mouse. Again, we see this way too often, is people just get way too aggressive when pushing with the Kraken. They really needed to pick a better fight there. Obviously, Apfel way too far forward, did get caught out and dropped very quickly. Again, the Echo was not used on Gauntlet that fight, so that cooldown is ready to go for Keanu Nakoa. That is a great opportunity with some gold swinging now into their pocket. Still a lead for the side of Mouse, but you know, with the turret advantage that there is here, it's not that huge of a gold advantage. And now as Hundor looks to get some damage down on this turret, actually they're not even going to get that as Baron has now returned. This is if Mouse can find one clean fight, they just have to have Apfel not. He used the jump jets in trying to find Dark Potato, wasn't able to find him, and then his escape away from Hundor was essentially just wasted. The Vanguard came through, got a slowdown onto him, and by that time Dark Potato topped himself up with the fountain, came back in with a Drifting Dark. Fight swings on over as soon as Apfel drops, and that is some signs of life now for G2, looking to pick up some points here. Not Not anything on the line for seeding at this point for either of these teams, but definitely a confidence booster going into the Unified Championships. If G2 is able to take down Mouse, who's riding very high in these standings, it would give them quite a bit of momentum moving forward.
I'd like to see G2 play like they just got a shot of adrenaline. Just play aggressive. It feels like anything less than pure aggression onto Apfel's Baron will spell disaster for them. They're holding the middle area of the map, the middle ground here, keeping Mouse at bay for the time being. But G2 need a great fight. They have double gauntlet available. They can find an opening. Infusions are out on everybody. We have reached late game potential at this point. How will this play out here? Both teams, they throw the Malice Inverter, they throw the forward barrage down the brush. I mean, both teams just almost just clipping each other, but not finding each other yet.
Yeah, and I want to point out that Hundor has actually worked into a bone saw on this Black Feather. There's not really any armor in existence for the side of Mouse. Baron, obviously, with the reflex block, will not be building into any armor at all. And Sky only with a tier 1 armor. I just feel like the tension bow, going for that raw burst and trying to find a fight with your Samuel here would have been the better call. Hundor really looking to scale up as the fight goes on. As long as Mouse doesn't get caught out, as long as Apfel isn't engaging with a jump jets that doesn't find anything, this should easily be Mouse's victory. I mean, it's going to take Hundor so long in a fight to ramp up that I don't know if G2 can pull it off, as this game, obviously Sky now getting to a point in the game that she can just take over. Got an aggressive engage coming out of Mouse, though. Here we go.
G2 can do it. The War Treads are out. Gauntlet number 1 is down. Keanu, is he going to throw another one? Hundor trying to get onto I'm the Doom, but it's Apfel who took the majority of the day. He's down! G2 are doing it! The Ion Cannon came down after he had died. 991 execution damage, and I'm the Doom can just watch from the grandstands as G2 dismantle his team. Keanu put a very nice gauntlet down that just split them apart.
Yeah, we've seen, obviously, like I just mentioned, if Apfel jumps in and doesn't find anything, he is very, very vulnerable. The gauntlet came down as I'm the Doom Surrey striked to the back end of the fight. It was literally all 3 of the members of Mouse left to their own devices, trapped in a situation where they could not group up. Those are the fights that G2 has to find, and they've been doing a good job finding them so far. Again, Hundor needing to scale up in the fights. If he's allowed to 1v1 somebody, that's going to give him that opportunity. Mouse really needs to pull together here and fight as a team. We can't be separating the damage source. We talk about it with Baron quite frequently, is I'm the Doom needs to get somebody low and then allow Apfel to jump in and get an execution style attack down with this Baron. And if you're separated, that's not what's going to happen.
If G2 get caught here, it's game over. Mouse can just run down and kill their base. But Mouse, they're just on this Kraken right now. Dark Potato in the Drifting Dark, moving forward. The Malice, the Verdict. G2 are going to pull off this push pretty soon, one would imagine. But I totally agree with what you said there. Oh, Keanu goes for the gauntlet. I don't know about that one. Keanu taking a whole bunch of damage. Is he going to echo that off? What? He's still holding the echo. This is strange.
I think he's echoing the Vanguard. I think he's echoing the Vanguard to really reduce some of the burst that Apfel can put down.
Yeah, I mean, he had done that previously, but does he need to? Like, if you throw Gauntlet and don't catch anything, wouldn't you like to have another Gauntlet?
Probably would. I think that was a good opportunity, especially with how low Mouse was. That G2 could have used the Echo Gauntlet there. What? Okay, I'm confused now. He just used Echo on whatever was on cooldown out of the fight. It is on a pretty short cooldown just because it is either the Vanguard or Blood for Blood
or something. Like, he did something after the Gauntlet.
I think that must have been it. He must have Blood for Blooded to a minion just to disengage. That Echo is now available, but Gauntlet still down for 40 seconds. Kraken not on the board. Mouse has another shot at finding a better fight. But G2 has been doing a good job of really separating I'm the Doom and Apfel, and that is the one danger for the composition of Mouse here. If Baron is singled out, then they're going to be able to find a lot of free damage.
I also love the Journey boots on Hundor's Black Feather here. I think it's just one of the greatest pickups. When a lot of guys will wait until it's just the last thing that they're going to upgrade or put in their inventory, but it is so powerful to get the reset on boots over and over, especially on a black feather. Like, there's no way you get away from him right now.
There's definitely not, and we do now have the Echo Complete for Justman. It actually happened a couple minutes ago. We didn't really put a note on it though. This is really going to be on Justman for blocking out that gauntlet, especially since Keanu Nakoa hasn't been echoing the gauntlet. It will either force him to use Echo on the gauntlet and lose out on that double Vanguard, which has been really doing well for them in these fights.
Yeah.
Or it'll, or he'll just, lose out on the gauntlet. They'll just still try to find a fight. It could go either way now. We only have 2 turrets for the side of Mouse and 1 turret for the side of G2. Whoever wins this next fight, if they can find both carries or an ace, either one of these teams can push for a win.
Dark Potato has been getting work done, but he's been a little quiet in these last few fights. He moves forward. He's got the Drifting Dark out, the Malice inverted, connecting onto Malice as they retreat. G2 chasing forward. I'm the Doom has been found on point, but he scurries over the wall. Now it's time for Abfel. Hundor, though, switching to Justman. As you see Mouse just falling apart. They cancel off the gauntlet. Justman making the plays, throws the fountain to self-fountain himself. Stays alive, but now I'm the Doom versus Abfel. In a 2 versus 3. They're pinned into their jungle right now. G2, how do you engage? Dark Potato's on low energy, but he can't use Corrupted Genius onto a hero. So he uses on the Crystal Sentry. Crystal Sentry getting taken down. Keanu, very low. 2 lives remaining on that Crystal Sentry. I don't know if we're going to see that, but the forward barrage resets with a Surrey and another forward barrage, but Keanu's just too far out of reach, and G2 feeling a bit threatened here. Back up. It felt like maybe they were going to disengage and re-engage, re-goose there, but they're just fully out.
And again, G2 has forced a situation out of Mouse where they had to reposition themselves incredibly far away from each other. A beautiful Surrey strike out of Ivan the Doom. I don't want to discredit him on that. He did escape away from Hundor using that Surrey strike over the wall. Beautiful play, but it really left, and then obviously Abfel using the jump jets out of the fight, left Justman in a position. He did Githian wall Keanu Nakoa out of the gauntlet, but at that point, he's literally just by himself with Dark Potato and Hundor hammering down some damage, and now they're looking to start up this Kraken. Mouse knows it's going on. Body block going to come out from Keanu Nakoa.
Body
Here we go.
the gauntlets down. The death from above comes through, but they've got it. They've got the Kraken. Whoever wins this fight is going to win the game. Keanu, War treads back. Hundor, he's on to Abfel. Abfel has to reposition, but Hundor's right there. He's over the top side. A Rose offensive. He's in there. Can he get him? Yes, he can. Now I'm the Doom has to make it happen. He's their only chance. Surrey's over the top side. The forward barrage is there. Justman doing everything he can to peel for the sky. He's going to have to Surrey strike over the top again. He's too low. He's too low. Hondor's got it with Dark Potato. The damage, the ace comes through. G2 reverse this game. They flip it around. They say, no, Mouse, this is our game. We're coming through. We want to take first place here in the last week of the regular season. This is what we expect from G2.
This is what we expect from G2, and again, I think Abfel's use of jump jets in that last fight, again, it very aggressively engaged with the jump jets, wasn't able to find anything, and then he's in such a vulnerable position as he's jumped to that front line, Dark Potato raining in those Malice and Verdicts, Hundor jumping right on him. That was really just mispositioning out of Mouse that threw this game over very heavily in those last couple fights to G2. If you're going to engage as Baron, you have to find a kill. If you're going to use those jump jets in, you have to find something, and if you don't, it is very likely going to be that Baron dropping very quickly.
Wow. G2 grabbing that throw from Mouse. And with that, we'll go ahead and throw it over to our analyst.